Keaton, do you just have to say that was just an outstanding run chase?
Yeah, to be fair, Bresky played out of his skin there. I haven't quite seen hitting like that, especially up top, in a long time, and he played superbly well. So, I mean, from that point, we were sort of reeling. They were ahead of the game. I think they had, 130 for the first 10, so he put them in a massively good position.
When that is unfolding, how difficult is it from your point of view to try and regain a little bit of control?
You've got to just sort of take ease in the fact that he is playing well. You keep trying different things, keep going to different options, and hopefully one just goes to hand. Fortunately, it's that sort of game where if somebody does have a day like that, they can take the game away from you, which actually makes it really exciting. Anybody can affect the game in such a positive way. That's off to me. He played incredibly well. If he hadn't quite come off, he gets out 20-30 runs earlier, suddenly the game looks a bit different. So look, I thought it was a really good game all in all. I thought the surface got better. I thought it was an outstanding surface all the way through. I don't think that was the reason for the loss. I think he just played superbly well.
In your innings, Keaton, how pleased were you that you kept going? You lost a couple of early wickets. It could have unfolded that, didn't it? But you found a way to keep going, and obviously put on a really good score. You must have been proud with that. Yeah,
absolutely. Look, I think that's kind of the way we've tried to do it this year. Regardless of how many wickets we've lost, we want to keep going and try and build ourselves a score. So, I mean, we got 200 on a really good surface, and we never felt like we actually got going. So, look, it was brilliant. I thought the boys had played fantastically well, especially over the last 14 games. It's not just been this game. You look at our side in the first 5 games, completely different to this now. So everybody stuck their hands up. He can count himself really unlucky not to be in the side. So look, all the guys as a whole squad, I think guys have done fantastically well.
At the halfway point, are you thinking 200's enough? Up here, we're thinking actually it looks like a belting pace. They've got a really good batting lineup. It could be close. What are you thinking at the halfway point?
Yeah, look, we were thinking it was probably slightly above par. We were talking between sort of 190, 200 being that sort of target score. We thought above that you sort of give yourself a proper chance. I mean, we could have been 20, 30 shy, they knocked it around for a little bit. So, look, I mean, when a guy gets 80 off 35, 40 balls, you're always going to be on the back foot. They sort of take a massive chunk out of the game early, and then you allow the rest of the lineup to potentially eat up 1 or 2 balls and actually get in. So, look, I thought he played superbly well. That's not a knock of sort of weekly occurrence. It's a knock that comes once every now and again, and he did it superbly well.
You've had 3 games abandoned, the ball being bowled. That's obviously limited. I mean, if you win one of those 3, you could finish top, couldn't you? So I know you can't do anything about it, but that must be a frustrating aspect to it.
Yeah, we can do nothing about it. Banks said from the start, let's just qualify. Sussex is, after here we go to Sussex, I haven't actually checked, but Brighton's a lovely place to go and play. So let's go down south, let's go play some good cricket, let's go and have some fun. The guys have done that over the last 14 games. Guys have stuck their hand up, and hopefully we can have a guys stick their hand up when we go down there and play an outstanding knock. So look, excited. Brighton's a lovely away trip, like I say, so to get down there would be fantastic.
Yeah, and you've had obviously a terrific campaign. I'm assuming it doesn't really matter where you go as a team, you'd be pretty confident you can get a result.
Well, absolutely. Look, once you get into the knockout stages, you just give yourself a chance. I think the biggest thing is getting into the knockouts, and like I say, it's anybody's day. All teams are 3 games away from winning the competition. So look, let's go down there, let's play some good cricket. Doesn't matter whether you sneak in the back door in 4th or you win your group and have a home tie. You in the knockouts, and let's see what happens from there. So hopefully some good weather. A good surface down in Brighton, and both teams play some good cricket, and we get to finals there.
Talking about this gap between the group stages and the quarter-finals, in a way, having lost tonight, is it nice just to have a little bit of a break? Had you won the game, you'd have been, I guess, wanting the quarter-final next week?
Yeah, look, I mean, it would be nice to have quarter-final next week, finals day this weekend, and you kind of have the continuation of one comp. Not to be. We sort of strap on a different set of pads, and we fly straight up to Cumbria tomorrow. So, look, it's back to back to back. I think it's about 4 weeks now until we actually go down south for that quarter final. So look, boys are keen. The boys are in a good space. The feeling amongst the group is good. I suppose it's always cliched. You can say when things have gone well, the feeling is good. But I think that's a big attribute of this group over the course of the season. Guys have been fantastic in the way they've spoken to each other and the way they've had and created a good vibe in and around the group, regardless of result, which I think at times is a really tough thing to do. You can feel like it can be quite morbid when you don't win, then when you do win Sunday, everybody's over the top, and I think guys have been really consistent in the way they've gone about their prep and the way they've gone about their sort of review, which is fantastic.
And you've got George Dockrell on the pitch again tonight. He bowled a bit at the end, and he's obviously contributed with some runs. He must feel he's into your team a little bit now.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Docker's played beautifully. Thought I threw him in the deep end there at the back end. Took a bit of a risk. He got a pole. Yeah, look, he's been a fantastic addition. He's a lovely lad. He's got a beautiful swing of the bat. So yeah, look, hopefully he makes a real impact in that quarter-final as well.
On to 50 over cricket. I mean, I know it's half an hour since we finished this, but I mean, how are you looking kind of squad-wise? Obviously, you've got lads going everywhere, so I guess there will be a little bit of a new look to that 50 over team again, potentially quite a young look, I don't know.
I suppose a bit of a mix. You've got some older heads, myself, Bales, Will, Boshi, I'll call him an old head, and then we've got some youth in between. So yeah, look, I think it's quite exciting, that comp, because you get some guys at sort of one end of their career and guys that have sort of played quite a bit, which is nice. It'll be exciting to get back up to Cumbria, to Sedba. The boys love that week up there, so that'll be awesome. But then from the Sunday, it's quite hard work. 50 over cricket is quite demanding on the body. We play 3 out of the 4 games away in 8 days, so it's going to be quite physically taxing. But the boys are keen. We've got a decent squad to try and rotate guys through and look after guys as well. It's
actually been quite a good competition, that, because it's quite close-knit, isn't it? I know a lot of your other lads are going, but it feels like you kind of, because it's a bit of a road trip, it does feel a little bit unique, I think, that competition.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's been quite unique in the sense that guys have come back in from England duty this year and they've felt sort of seamless in the way they've come into the side. It hasn't felt, sometimes you can have guys coming back or coming back from injury or whatever it is, and it feels almost disruptive. I think this year has been fantastic. Guys have come in and it's just almost like guys have welded together, which is fantastic. So that comp especially, we've got a nice group of young lads, sort of 6 or 7 of the lads that are really close mates, which is fantastic. And the guys sort of cruise around together. I think they probably have about 12 Nandos in the next month or so. But no, look, it's fantastic. It's a really nice group to be around.
Cheers, Keaton.
Cheers.